Wake County Justice Center will open later this summer. The 500,000 square foot facility will house many county government and courts functions. We've followed the progress of the Justice Center closely here on WakeGov TV and would like to share with you stories that we have previously broadcast in their original format, starting with the groundbreaking ceremony.
Good afternoon. It is indeed a pleasure to be here today as we take a significant step toward meeting the growing needs of Wake County citizens for the next 30 to 50 years. Today, we're officially breaking ground on a facility that will affect the lives of generations to come. Yet another example of why Wake County is a great place to live, work, learn, and play. I want our citizens to know that this has been a carefully conceived and well-planned process. It is because of this process that we are able to officially break ground during such uncertain economic times and at $22 million under the original construction estimate.
Ms. Freeman, as the Clerk of Superior Court, you know that a growing population translates into more need for more space. So tell us how the new Justice Center is going to address the needs of the county's court system.
Well, you know, as the county has grown, like you said, our number of filings have gone up and the number of people coming to court has really increased. And so the new courthouse will allow us to open additional courtrooms. This will really give us an opportunity to move into the next 30 years.
I'm here at the Wake County Justice Center groundbreaking with our Director of Facilities Design and Construction, Phil Stout, and also our Director of General Services Administration for the county, Dave Goodwin. Thanks so much, gentlemen, for being with me.
Thank you.
The Justice Center is a very large project that's been in the works for many years. Tell us a bit about the process of the design side of it, and then the rendering that we have here today. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the process started back when we selected a national design team that had done over 50 courthouses and picked a local architect that had lots of experience in public projects. We then formed a large steering committee. That steering committee worked together for over 2 years, and they participated in the selection of the siting of it, the selection of the materials inside and out of the building, laid out the function of it, working directly with the architects, and so we're thoroughly immersed in the project. We also went around to different parts of the county and had public sessions to invite input from the citizens of Wake County. We had a number of public meetings with the Board of Commissioners where we presented the project and the public had an opportunity to see the project as it was being developed.
Great. And Dave, we know that the building is set to house multiple courtrooms. Tell us a little bit about the square footage and how the actual building is going to be laid out.
Well, the building will be laid out in 3 significant parts. There'll be a tower. The whole building is around 577,000 square feet, but there'll be a tower that primarily holds all the courtrooms. It's a significant public building that manages both the criminal courts of Wake County and also a very significant public record function for Wake County and Wake County citizens.
And we know that county commissioners have environmental stewardship as one of their top priorities. Tell us about how this building fits into that priority.
Well, this building is going to be certified by the U.S. Green Building Council. They have various levels of certification. We are certain that we will achieve a bronze certification. We're pursuing a silver certification, which is a higher level. We're doing that by incorporating a number of energy efficiency components into the building. Lots of natural lighting. We are installing bike racks around the building so that people can ride bikes to work. We have low water using plumbing fixtures, a number of things like that result in the building being extremely energy efficient, which makes it a green building.
A growing population means a growing need for space. So how is this building set to suit the county's needs over the next few years?
Well, the long-term plan that Phil mentioned went through 2030, but we feel that the building will go well through the 2050s in managing the population of Wake County and its needs both in court and in public record.
The center is scheduled to be completed in the summer of 2013 and will be approximately 500,000 square feet of additional space.
What a glorious day for a topping out ceremony. We're gathering here today to celebrate the structure of this great building achieving its highest point without the loss of life. And I want to emphasize that, without the loss of life. Safety is of utmost concern on this project, and I am so proud of what this team has done. The purpose of this event is to celebrate the birth of a new building. The tree at the top of the building celebrates the topping out of the structure without the loss of life and the birth of the new building. And I will point out to you that the column in this corner of the building gives you an understanding of the highest point, how tall this building is as compared to the other structures in the area.
It's a celebration of a lot of work by a lot of people. It's sort of a milestone for the structure of the building. We've reached the highest point of the building. On a high-rise complex building like this that has a steel frame, it's a very important date, celebrating that nobody lost their life on the project, and it's just to honor the workers and life on the project. There was lots of pre-planning during the pre-construction phase of the project, and I think it's paying off now. Lots of times these beams or the part of the structure is placed in an area where there's some type of fireproofing applied to it, and therefore the signatures are covered up. Well, it's going to be located in a place that will not be covered up by fireproofing, so that somebody can 10 years, 20 years, 50 years from now go and see who actually signed the beam.
Under budget and ahead of time, and I'm going to do nothing to slow it down, trust me. This will be brief. I do want to take this opportunity on behalf of the board, who's all here with us today, to thank everybody that's been involved, David and all the various teams, the work that y'all have done. This is a real milestone in this building. Hard to believe that last March we were taking the final vote on this, and then look right behind me and see how quickly it has come up. And a lot of that is due to the Wake County staff, the job they've done, Phil Stout and his people, and also to all the companies involved in the building of this very fine structure. So we're very pleased. Let us take a minute to bow our heads and thank God for this day. Dear Lord, we are so grateful to be here today on such a beautiful day to witness this building, the service that it represents, the work that it represents, all that's gone into it, Lord. We're thankful for a safe working place for all those who have worked here daily, Lord. Please continue to watch over our workers and those involved in this building. We're certainly proud of all that we have, Lord. We know that it comes from you. Psalms 121, Lord, says it best. And we ask that this be true in the remaining days of this building. The Lord himself watches over you. The Lord stands beside you as your protective shade. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon at night. The Lord keeps you from all harm and watches over your life. The Lord keeps watch over you as you come and go, both now and forever. Amen.
We're on the site of the Wake County Justice Center. Beautiful sunny day. We're about to prepare to go inside and take a tour and show you the great progress we've been making. The project is about 50% complete. We're running a few months ahead of schedule. This is the main entry vestibule from Salisbury Street. With a pair of double doors, you'll come in through there. You come in through the vestibule into the main entry lobby on Salisbury Street. As you step into that lobby, there are 3 security screening stations that you go through before you step through into the building. And then once you go through the screening stations, you go into this long linear atrium that's 5 stories tall, that's sort of a wayfinding space for the public. This is a back corridor. Everything behind the courtrooms is secure for the judges and judicial staff. So we separate that from the courtroom side. Public's on the other side. Inmates come up through the tunnel. The inmates can be securely brought from down below up to the courtroom and held until their court time. Attorney visitation room. This is a typical courtroom with your pair of doors here. Go ahead, doors open.
Have a little rambling.
You can talk to your client if you're an attorney before they go into court, or if something comes up, you need to come out here and take a little break. We're standing at the entry to the vestibule for the Commissioner's Board meeting room. There'll be a pair of double doors that you open here and you step into the vestibule. Once you're inside the vestibule, there are 2 pairs of double doors that you use to access the Commissioner's meeting room. You have quite a bit of technology in the room related to broadcasting what's going on out to a media room that can then go out to the local cable TV stations. The room has, the commissioners are at the front of the room, and there are flat panel TVs up in these ceiling bulkheads. We're on the 4th floor of the Wake County Justice Center. We stepped off the elevators, we're out into a hallway. You go to my right, you go to the county attorney. Go to my left, you go to the county manager, board of commissioners, public affairs, and budget offices. The goal of this building was to achieve LEED certification, which is a certification by the U.S. Green Building Council that this building is sustainable and highly energy efficient, and we are on track to meet or exceed that certification.
It's moving along quickly. It's a great looking building. I'm impressed by the access. There's so many different ways to move around in the building. It's open, it's great accessibility. Anybody who's been in the old courthouse and has had to stand and wait for the elevators is going to find out that they can move around in here very quickly, and that's going to be great. As David Cook always likes to say, it's ahead of time and under budget. They've done a great job. We've been very fortunate to take advantage of the downturn in the economy to be able to do this and save taxpayer money. But it's a very nice building. People are going to find it's good quality without being extravagant. And I think people are going to find that it's very user-friendly.
Is a version of this kind of marble, but it has inscription on it?
Let's remember, we're doing all this without raising taxes. And that's important. We're providing the facilities that we have to have as we build more jail space and more courtrooms because we have an increase in crime. At least we're able to do it in a way that saves money and we can do it efficiently. It's pretty interesting to see how they're saving money, how they're doing remote cameras so that you can do your first appearance by remote with a judge and with your attorney. It saves time, it's highly effective.
To show you how the inmate transfer between two courtrooms work.
And I think people are going to find out, unless you're there for the wrong reasons, it's going to be a great building to use.
In July of this year, the new Wake County Justice Center will officially open. The 577,000 square foot, 11-story facility will consist of 18 new courtrooms with the capacity of adding 4 additional courtrooms in the future. The building will also provide public meeting space for the Board of Commissioners and administrative space for the county manager, county attorney, finance and budget operations, register of deeds, revenue assessor, and various other support spaces. WakeGov TV recently toured the facility.
The county has a long-term criminal justice master plan, and one of the key reasons we're building this Justice Center is to accommodate both the civil and family court along with the criminal court. The criminal court moves into the Justice Center, and so that need having been met also allows the civil and family court to grow into the existing courthouse, and so we have a long-term plan for that we'll be executing over the next year, right after we move into the Wake County Justice Center.
The first decision that was made was to keep it downtown. We wanted to cross the street from the existing courthouse just to facilitate access back and forth between the two. We wanted the building to be durable, long-lasting. You'll see we have lots of stone, terrazzo floors, stainless steel materials. All those materials are very durable and they will last a generation.
The building has some very nice energy management features to them, and those things are coming together now. There are lighting controls and all sorts of heating and air controls that will help keep our energy bills down. It's designed around the public, so aside from the normal public counters that you can come and ask questions, there'll be a series of monitors that are located on both the east and the Nash Square entry of the building that will scroll the court calendar.
We also had a couple other key vision statements for the building. We wanted to have a lot of natural light in the building so that it felt sort of open, inviting, and friendly when you come into the building. We wanted it to be sort of a stately building that let you know that there was something special that goes on in that building. There will be about a 4-week period where the various user groups in the building, be it the courts, register of deeds, county commissioners, county administration, public defender, district attorney, they will all move in over a scheduled 30-day time period.
The first public opening in the Justice Center will be on June the 12th, and that will be the Register of Deeds and the Revenue Collector. Court will open on July the 2nd, and that is a Tuesday after the public ribbon cutting on July the 1st of 2013. The building is designed for the next 80 to 100 years for the Wake County court system, and we're very proud of this and what it means to our community.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
The sun is shining and it's nice and warm. Summer brings some unique health and safety concerns. Eric Curry has that story from our studio.
For many people, rising summer temperatures mean more folks are outside. Public health works to provide residents with the information to stay healthy, and EMS provides support to people with medical emergencies. This time of year, though, many of those emergencies are heat-related. Joining us from the Wake County Public Health Department is Michelle Ritchie, and from the Wake County EMS, Jeffrey Hammerstein. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you, Eric.
First, Michelle, let's start with you. What are some of the most important things people can do to maintain their health during the summer?
Well, one of the things, as you're thinking about rising temperatures and people being outdoors more, is of course to protect ourselves from the sun. It's great for your health to be outside and be physically active, but we also have to be careful and take care of our skin and protect it from the sun's harmful rays. And sun is something we're exposed to every day, not just when we're taking a trip to the beach or when we're out on the ball field with our kids. Sun exposure goes on every day, so people need to think every day about how to protect their skin.
And for those that do a great job in protecting their skin, many others are forgetting to stay hydrated. Jeffrey, can you talk a little bit about the importance of staying hydrated?
Absolutely. You know, when we think in terms of weather events, we all fear the tornado and the hurricane, and understandably, but the thing is that the heat waves can actually do take more lives than all the rest of the weather events combined. So we've got to be prepared for those, got to stay hydrated. What happens with the heat wave, I think in a lot of cases, is people get caught by surprise. They don't necessarily understand their own limits, so they're not pre-hydrating enough. They're not stopping and taking those breaks and hydrating throughout the time. The high heat and the exertion, that uses up a lot of fluids, that brings your temperature up, and that's the combination that starts to get people in trouble.
When it's hot like this, if the folks are not getting the water inside, they're trying to douse themselves outside by either jumping in pools, hitting the beaches, lakes, or on the boats. But what are some of the things that people need to know so that they don't have to call you or your colleagues for help?
You know, Eric, drowning prevention is one of the most important things that we can talk about here. Drowning is actually the third leading cause of death among our young people, and in many cases it's quite preventable. We see a couple of different situations in the natural bodies of water, lakes, rivers, and streams, that type of thing. Oftentimes what catches people by surprise is that there are things under the surface that they don't know are there. For example, strong currents, maybe debris, trash of some sort, branches, that may pull somebody or entangle somebody and hold them underwater, and we ended up losing them that way. If you don't know what's under that body of water, then you have to understand that what's under there may kill you, and you have to be aware of that. The other side being in swimming pools that we often see, the key word there is supervision, I think. Whether it's adolescents up through adults, if you're out swimming together, you got to keep an eye on each other. If somebody goes under the water, you need to know that, and you need to help get them up. By the same token, no child, of course, should ever be without adult supervision, but there again, supervision is that key word. If that child goes under the water and stays under the water, you have to know it, you have to get them up. Laying back, soaking up the sun, closing your eyes with your iPod in is not the same thing as supervision. You have to be aware.
Good points. Michelle, another point that folks tend to forget during the summer season is the increase in ticks. Walking in those wooded paths, really nice to go in there, but there are certain things that you need to also be aware of when it comes to checking yourself or your pets for ticks.
That certainly is key. One of the things that's really important is to be aware of your surroundings. If you're in places where ticks like to hang out, like in tall grassy areas or brushy areas or in the woods, places like you described, you really need to be aware, and when you come out of those areas, you need to check yourself for ticks. Likewise, if you're working in your yard and you're clearing out a flower bed or raking up leaves, leaf litter is another place that ticks like to hang out. So you need to be sure when you come in to check yourself for ticks. Ticks like to hang out in warm areas on the body where it's moist, so you need to be careful and check all parts of your body, behind your ears, around your neck, under your arms, your groin area. All are places that ticks like to be. One of the things you can do right within a couple of hours of coming in is to take a shower, because that'll help you spot any ticks that might be on you, and also it'll rinse ticks off because they don't tend to attach right away.
Michelle and Jeffrey, before we close, what's the best tip you can give to citizens as they prepare for the spring and summer seasons?
Well, Eric, the American Cancer Society gives us a great little catchphrase in terms of sun protection: slip, slop, slap, and wrap. That is, slip on a shirt, long sleeve shirts, long legged pants. Just protect your skin by covering it up. Slap on the sunscreen. Slap a hat on your head to protect your face in areas that are exposed to the sun. And also wrap on some sunglasses, large lens glasses or wraparound glasses that help protect your skin from the sun's harmful rays.
And Jeffrey, can you top that?
Well, I won't try to top it, I'll just add to it. My most important point is that we have to realize that every last one of us are entirely susceptible to heat illness and heat emergencies. One of the most common things we see during the heat waves are the young 20-year-old fully fit person out jogging and running that day, and they end up going too far and collapsing. So understand we're all susceptible. Prevention works, so be smart and pre-hydrate and take breaks and hydrate along the way.
All right, Michelle, Jeffrey, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And you, the citizens, can find out more information about how to protect yourself this summer by just visiting WakeGov.com.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Mom, can I have $1? I think my purse is upstairs on the bed. It's not here. Check the dining room. No. The upstairs closet?
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
If you're a senior living alone in Wake County or have parents or friends that are seniors living alone, you may be interested to learn more about the Citizens Well Check program. The Wake County Sheriff's Office provided us with more.
I started this program because of my mother and dad, to be honest with you. I live 100 miles from my mother and dad at the time, and mother's health was not too good and dad's wasn't too good, and most of my family had left the area, so I got to thinking, here I am calling home once or twice a week, and there's a lot of people out here that don't have anybody to take care of them. When I became sheriff, I said, I'm going to help the elderly. They got us where we are today, and we gave it a shot, and so far we've really been pleased, and I think the people that's involved in it are pleased also.
I take the initial referrals for the Well Check program either from individuals themselves, family members, concerned citizens, or either doctor's offices. And then I call and see if the individuals qualify for the program. And if they do, then I go out and sign them up, meet with them one-on-one, discuss how the program works, enroll them in the daily calling system, and it calls out automatically once a day around the 3 o'clock hour. I also oversee any volunteer work that goes on with the WellCheck program as it relates to our Easter baskets, Christmas baskets, our cookouts, and the Christmas parade, and organize those events for our WellCheck members.
Last year we went on a picnic. We had a great time, and Christmas I got a basket and I was honored, and Easter I got my Easter basket. And I would just like to say, though, I have met so many friends from this program, and we do keep in touch.
For the members themselves, what we hear a lot of them say is that the thought of them falling and being incapacitated and not having anybody to know that they have fallen or that they need that help is their biggest fear. So this enables us to make sure that if indeed they have fallen or they become sick, that at least every 24 hours someone is checking in on them. If they miss their first call, they automatically get a second call within 5 minutes. If the member doesn't respond to either of the calls, then we print a daily report every day that lets us know which members have not been reached. And then we have a live person at our front desk here that will call several times. And if they're unable to reach them, then we'll call whomever the members have designated as their emergency contacts to see if they've heard from or seen them that day. If they haven't heard or seen from them within probably the past hour, we then will contact our communications division and ask that a patrol deputy go out and check on them. And so they'll do the likely things, you know, look in the windows, you know, check the doors to see if they're locked, maybe check with neighbors, or see if the cars that are supposed to be there at the home are there. And so if they feel that the person could be inside and be endangered, they have given us the release to make forced entry if need be.
There's been a lot of success stories. We found some people on the floor, and the family was just so appreciative, and they were too, that we did have this system, and because they probably would have laid there all night. Unfortunately, we have found some passed away, and but there again, by this call, we got there quicker than probably anybody else would have. And it's a community project, and people hear about it, and they're looking, they're helping. It's just blossomed, so to speak. I think we have about 90-something participants on it now. It doesn't cost them anything. They know, they have that secure feeling that if something happens, they know that call's coming. It's reassuring to them and reassuring to us.
I feel that particularly seniors that live alone ought to be in the program. Just to know that someone is going to check on you every day. And by the way, I look forward to them calling me.